There are no antelope in our woods. We have bears and deers and coyotes and wolves. We have partridges and pheasants and rabbits and moles. We have birdies and squirrelies and chippies, oh my! And of course, we've even got Jay, this guy. We're out in the woods! How's it going, everybody? I hope you had the best Christmas, or whatever you celebrate. I hope you had the best time, or even a decent time. There's too much. You know, you gotta have the best time. It's gotta be the best time ever. There's too much of that. Sometimes things are allowed to be decent. You know, I hope you had a decent time. I hope it didn't suck. 2026, we're not lowering our standards. We're gonna keep things achievable. We're gonna underpromise, we're gonna overdeliver. You and me, that's what we're gonna do. We'll tell somebody we'll be there at 2. We'll show up at 12, huh? And they'll be like, wow, how considerate. You know, that kind of thing. You know, tell them somebody you're bringing over like a pizza, and you show up with 45. And you say, you owe me half of 45 pizzas, right? That's the kind of consideration I think we're gonna work on. Well, I'll tell you what's happening, everybody. We dug these holes, and I was so wiped, I called it a night. I didn't. If you watch the Vindaloo video, I went in and showered, and then made Vindaloo for 2.5 hours. But then I had the best payoff of the day. Oh, of the day! And today, I don't think it's gonna be as exertion-based as the last one, you know, but I'm making Guinness and beef stew, what you might call an Irish stew. Mother Nature, oh, we love her. We love her. I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of raining. It was snowing a minute ago, and now it's raining. Then, now. But here's the thing. Mother Nature, she's been very excited for the holiday season and has been hitting the eggnog. Something fierce. Something fierce. I enjoy a spirited time, huh? See what I did there? But Mama Nature, she's been pounding back the eggnog, and like she's straight spiking. What do you spike eggnog with? I would assume rum, maybe a spiced rum? Like you wouldn't put vodka or tequila in eggnog, would you? I wouldn't think so. I won't hear that you would waste whiskey in it. Bourbon, maybe? Could you have a bourbon? I'm thinking Captain Morgan's spiced eggnog. I don't know. We're gonna have to look into this. I don't really like eggnog. I'll drink it, but I won't buy it. You know what I'm saying? I hope you do, because that wasn't a very complicated sentence at all. If you were like, what the hell's he saying? The point being, Mama Nature she's been drunk, she's been plastered, she's been hooped, she's been floored, she's been smashed, she's been right the last little bit. We had that snowstorm. We had another one. It was fantastic. Plowing and shoveling and all the things. And this lady comes back and from Switzerland where they had no snow. Weird. I thought Switzerland would be like nothing but snow. Because Switzerland and snow goes together in my mind. But they didn't. So she came back here and was like, holy crap. Then for the following week, a couple of days of freezing rain, a couple of days of regular rain, everything sort of melted. And then yesterday, it started to snow pretty heavy. And a little bit the day before it. But it's right now, because it's raining, it's that kind of, you know, it's not great snow. It's not plowing snow. It's good packing snow. You want to have a snowball fight, bud? Today's the day to do it. You're going to get your mitts soaked. Mine are dry. But it's good packing snow. This is your snowman making snow. This is your snow fort making snow, but you're gonna get wet because it's raining and snowing and, you know, all the stuff. And you know, it's funny because we've just noticed that Mother Nature's been having a bit of a tough time, just ourselves. The Weather Network hasn't been updating us minute by minute, have they? What happened to just having weather? Why aren't we allowed to just have weather? Oh, it's snowing. Oh, is it? You're not allowed that anymore. What's that all about? Anyway, as the Pope says, let's go have a holy time. I should probably stop making this video right now and head straight to the casino. I'm not a gambling man, but with the luck I've got right now, I feel like there might be a horseshoe on my person. It's raining, so of course the plan will be to start a fire. You know these guys. We're not using those guys. Huh? Working smart, not hard. That's probably one of the more expensive ways to light a fire, because propane is not cheap either. But that pile over there is what we're dealing with today. Those I think are going to be our posts. Uh-oh. So yeah, I stacked those posts there years back. I think they're about the size we're after. Again, we're not doing dimensional lumber, and from what I understood, and I can't remember the math, why would I? But like a log that's say 4x4 is stronger than a 4x4 piece of timber. I remember reading that. I don't know where. I can't cite my sources. I don't have any bibliography, but I remember reading it. So, and it makes sense if you think about it. Why not? Because the edges. That's true. Right? The curves have more strength than a square. That's probably why. But we figured it out together. I found my little green hook, my little hooky hook, and I got my little log grabber. I don't have logging tools. I'm not a logger. You may have noticed. I'm not a logger, but I do have these tools, and they're pretty dangerous looking. Like if I came at you in a horror movie with that, you'd be freaking out, man. Oh, are they frozen? Like, that's a pretty decent piece, eh? It's been sitting so long, it's pretty light. This might be the next good one. These are a bit small, but these could be good for like a rafter on the porch, or whatever the porchy words would be. Purlin rafter, the straight piece on the bottom of the triangle. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, they're in love. They want to be together. There we go. These are the ones we're after. I have a draw knife to like pull the bark, But I'm gonna just try it with the hatchet first. There we go. This is never this easy in the summer. There we go. There we go. Yeah, when we get into interior features, I'd be bringing out the draw knife to get it all like that, eh? That's beautiful. But we don't need to worry about that for posts. So cedar already has like a really high tolerance to rot and insects and the stuff you don't want. Yes, it's, you know, water resistant, rot resistant, bug resistant, but between this bark and the wood beneath it, a lot of water can sit, a lot of moisture can sit. And like if you've ever sat in a tub for a long time, you know what that moisture does to your fingers. That's got nothing to do with this. I just think wrinkly fingers are funny. We're gonna Shou Sugi Ban. It's a Japanese technique that I saw, and I was like, what the hell is that? And I saw it, the guy was using it, like he built this whole cabiny thing, and then he used a torch to darken all the wood, almost made it like alligator skin, and then he brushed it all off, and it was this very cool sort of patina on it. Then he oiled it up. But the other thing you can do with it is just not burn, but you char the wood, cedar primarily. And what happens, from what I'm told, is it increases the rot resistant. It increases or decreases the chance of bugs coming over for a little knob. You know how bugs are, eh? So, like the carbon that gets formed on the wood from charring it, it protects itself, right? Like it creates a protective layer. But then, and like now we're getting into science, and I am not Bill Nye the Science Guy. But from what I understand is like everything's got carbohydrates and nutrients and proteins and in it, right? So the charring removes a lot of that. So now like, even if a bug does come along, it's like, well, I got nothing to eat. There's no carbohydrates or proteins or nutrients or nothing. How am I supposed to? You can't do it. That's what, bud. Because I Shou Sugi Banned. You've been Shou Sugi Banned.
Shou Sugi Ban.
My little buggy friend. Yeah. So we're just gonna, once we've got everything stripped and the fire's sort of in a kind of a cold place, we'll throw it into the fire. Yeah. That's the whole theory behind Shou Sugi Ban. And I'm sorry if you're Japanese watching this and I am just butchering it. I apologize, but like my heart's in the right place. So please feel free to butcher. Hey, why don't you talk about like some of my relatives? There's Aoife, Siobhan, Diarmuid, oh my God, Niamh, which is spelled Niamh. There you go. You can butcher those words if you want. And I'm sorry I butchered Shou Sugi Ban. But I like the idea as a technique anyway. And I like learning new crap. That other one, that bark came off a lot quicker, eh? Though I think this is the one that was on top, so it's a little more frozen. I don't know if maybe does it peel only in one way? Perhaps, rabbit. Ah, perhaps. Learning all the learning all the with Jay, because we're learning all the yeah, we're learning all the today. I've been mortally wounded. So what you see now is a very brave face. See that? Look at that. I don't even know how that happened. I just pulled my hand out of my glove and it was like that. But I'm a tough guy, so I'll just keep going. Moosehead. Listen, should we be having a beer midway through a project? Well, I don't know, bud. You tell me. It's really late in the day. It's gotten overcast. I've stripped down 3 logs, which I think is pretty decent. Because they're one's 7, one's 8 and change, and one's just under 8. If I was going to keep this for like the inside, I think I said it earlier, I would now pull out the draw knife and like really try and get it down, you know, super clean. But I don't. Oh, I was going to open a beer.
Another one brings some moose.
I think for our purposes, we're decent. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure how to do this. And I believe in Japan they use much more controlled methods. I'm just gonna throw this sumbitch in the fire. That's what I'm gonna do. This is the fire, it's your new home. And I'll mess around with it, and when it starts to get super charred, I'll pull it. We don't wanna ruin it. We just wanna char it. You know, like Charo. Oh, we pissed somebody off. I honestly thought that was going to be super dramatic and like wow, quick. But it looks like no. This is going to take a minute because you do all the sides and everything, and then flip it around. Or I drag the log right through the fire pit. I can do that too. I just want to char both ends because I'm going to cut it in the middle, and that's my two posts, my 2 3.5s, my 2 4-foot posts. Now, would you believe she's like 20 to 5, and it feels like the darkness is like what, 8 o'clock? Like, well, I guess if it was June, it'd be 8 o'clock. Okay, that took a bit to strip the logs and do the Shou Sugi Ban. But can I tell you something? There's a common misconception between relaxing time and me time, and this is me time. Holy cow. This is better than, well, I don't know. I've never been to a day at the spa, but I would assume a day at the spa gets you just like in your head and focused and, you know, just feeling good. That's where I am. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy, pappy. I've got myself my moose head and a smell of fire. These are nicely charred. The sun she's going down. We're going to trek back to the lodge. And then, you know, tomorrow is Christmas Eve. Hang out your stockings for Santa. Santa Claus is coming. He's coming. You better get your cookies ready. I'm going to make Rice Krispie treats. I got the marshmallows and the butter and the red and green Rice Krispies. I bought them. I don't think she's going to take too long to, we'll dig out, you know, a bit of those holes. That's what we'll do. And I'll see you cats in the morning time. Maybe we can set these posts before the freeze comes in. We've been to -17 quite a few nights. I mean, I don't know how things work, but I would have thought the frost would have gotten the ground now. But apparently not. Apparently not. How do you do, everybody? Day 2. We're out here, Christmas Eve. Old St. Nick's hooking up his sleigh. I'm looking here, and at first I thought those two, the back and the middle were right, and this one was off at the front. But I'm actually thinking, now that I'm looking at it a little bit more, it's the middle one that's off. Because if this front one was to follow it, it would be up on this side of this, what is that, a cedar? One of your standard deciduous trees that I can't tell you the name of. Could be maybe an elm. Could be a chestnut, could be a red oak, huh? Could be a walnut. That's not a birch, because if it was birch, it'd be all white. Probably ash. That's what I'm gonna say. As I say so. So I think what's actually happened is that middle one should be more sort of here. Whoever marked that one out, wasn't paying attention. I figured I'd just sort of dig some of the loose soil out of these. We'd zip up we'd zip up the logs that we cut yesterday, and we'd knock them in here and backfill them. Now the thing is, I don't know why. I don't know, maybe it's maybe because I was using the auger, but I don't have a lot of backfill. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out when we get to it. You know, I don't care. I'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It's gotten a bit colder from yesterday, so not quite as workable, but still, we don't have frost in here yet that I can see. We'll cut down these cedars too that I talked about. That's all. This one, my other steel one, this has this like, it's almost like terry cloth on the inside, and it gets soaked, and it just, like the smallest bit of moisture from your head, or your sweat or whatever, just gets soaked. And it feels not a big deal when you're chainsawing, when you take it off and put it back on again later. It's awful. But my other chainsaw helmet didn't have quite the same length of face guard, and I got like bounced back a couple of times in the chin, which I didn't like. So I do like how far this goes down. And you know, I don't know if it caught it on camera, but I had a little piece of wood just whip me real good in the backside of the knee there, so that'll be a nice bruise. And that's how you know you've done a hard day's work, is if you've got the bruises, maybe, or you're clumsy, or you belong to a fight club. All right. This ground is actually frozen. The ground is frozen, like the first couple inches. But I guess that pickaxe would have come in handy now, eh? Past Jay? So what I've dug out of the hole, fine. I guess because that's at a certain depth, the frost hasn't gotten down there. But this has frozen it. Which means the piles of soil that I dug out of the hole, like this one here, how's a jackass gonna backfill posts? How's he gonna do it? Because it's gonna take more than the soil I've got here. How's he gonna backfill them? Winter decided to come overnight. Fair enough, fair enough. Here's the thing. While I could possibly use the blowtorch to just torch the forest floor here, and get things like thawed, you know, get the soil thawed enough that I could backfill it. Here's the problem. There's a root system throughout these woods. I mean, look around. And everything runs laterally. And I don't need one of these root systems catching fire, smoldering, and then, like, you know, 100 feet into the woods, a tree catches fire 4 hours from now. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna have it. Even if that would be, like, fun to watch me torch the forest floor for half an hour.
Hard no.
We debarked our logs. We did the Shou Sugi Ban. We'll process those up. We'll get them chopped in half, if nothing else, so we can get to this. I got a couple ideas on how I can deal with this, but it won't be right now, unfortunately. Well, maybe fortunately, but unfortunately, but maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we're not going to risk a forest fire just to get some fucking logs in the ground for a sugar shack. Right? That is not the sugar shack attack that we want to be having. So, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I believe in us. You and me. I really do. I really do. I really do. It's Christmas Eve. I hope everyone's excited. For those of you that do the Christmas thing, or whatever you do, whatever Eve you've got, or celebration you're doing, or looking forward to, or just has passed, or is coming up. I hope you're excited, or if nothing else, you know, moderately looking forward to it, or not, maybe in no way put out by the fact that it's occurring. That's also good. That's a good place to be. This is Jay from Simple Woods Life saying, 'twas the night before Christmas when all through the house, there was Bosco and Mortimer and Rufus, the ruffed grouse. There was Carl and Foxy Moxie and the deer we've not named. There was Kawartha Lakey Larry. He remains untamed. There was me in my shirt and my wife under a blanket. And when it's time to start the chainsaw, set the choke, fucking yank it. Merry Christmas, everybody.